Mother's Day to the moms out there. If any of you, mom or not, experienced any hectic energy just getting here this morning, like I did, this song is meant to just bring you into the present moment. And I would love for you to sing along. In fact, I would love it if you all would stand up and sing with me.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, this is a really beautiful morning because the sun is breaking through the clouds. Looks like we're going to have a beautiful sunny day now. And it's Mother's Day, so this is a really good day to be kind. Let's see if we can carry that kindness with us into every experience we have today. We should be kind every day, but today especially, it's Mother's Day. And as a starter, what you might want to do is call your mom. If she's not living with you or nearby, give her a call and let her know how much you appreciate her, because every mom makes 10,000 sacrifices to raise a child. And so she's given a lot, and she deserves to be said, thank you too. So let's make this beautiful day a kind day and call your mom and really enjoy the beauty of Mother's Day.
Good morning, everyone. Got a few quick announcements today to start off our Mother's Day service. Syntisha is just about to start a new women's book group on Tuesday, May 18th through Tuesday, June 15th, and that meets every Tuesday from 6 to 7:30 for 5 weeks. She's speaking, they're going to read and discuss the book Cassandra Speaks, which is Elizabeth Lesser's newest book. You can register for it in the bookstore. It's $60 to register. The book is $19 if you register for the class. We do only have 15 spots available. This is a women's only book group. There's a few spots left, so if you want to sign up for that, I suggest you do it fast. For those of you watching us online, you can sign up for it online on our website, and the class will be held in person right here in Fellowship Hall. So make sure you get over to the bookstore right after the service if you'd like to sign up for that. We just started a new spiritual community group yesterday that will take place on the second and fourth Saturdays from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m., led by our friend Daniel Rivard, who was on our stage last week. That's going to just be ongoing throughout the whole summer, and it's just a $10 suggested love offering. And finally, we do have a job opportunity on Sundays. We like to offer childcare downstairs, but we don't have someone doing it right now. It is a paid position, so if you're interested, please come chat with myself or Heather, or give us a call during the week. We'd love to chat with you about that. And also, I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom, who might be watching. I want to say thank you. I'm glad. Thank you for everything, Mom. I'm glad you're back in town, and I love you. Thank you.
Rebecca Braxis is here with us again today, and she's got a couple of her songs picked out special for Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day again to all you mothers out there.
The heart of a mother, the heart of a mother, ooh. I give to you, and I need nothing back. I give to you all my love, there is no lack. Oh, the heart of a mother, the heart of a mother, there is nothing like it on this earth than the heart of a mother, the heart of a mother. Ooh. The day I I'm afraid to walk away. Everything in me cries, please stay. In my soul I know to let you go. And my heart will keep giving unconditionally. 'Cause I'm a heart of a mother, the heart of a mother. There is nothing like it on this earth than the heart of a mother, the heart of a mother. There is nothing like it. Oh, to hold space for you has grown my heart by two. What a whole space for two has grown my heart and made me a heart of a mother, a heart of a mother. There is nothing like it on this earth than the heart of a mother, the heart of a mother, heart of a mother.
Thank you, Rebecca. Wow. Beautiful way to start. I'm actually going to just move right from that energy and take us into a little contemplation about mother, the mother, or if there's a situation where you don't have that beautiful connection with your mother, then we can put our attention on the divine mother, that divine energy that somehow got you to this point, that energy that grew you regardless of any discord that happened in your childhood. But today we, obviously are focusing on mothers. So I just want to take us just to close our eyes and get into contemplation about our relationship with our mothers. And if that's a difficult topic, you can also think about yourself as a divine mother, even if you don't have children. We could be fur baby mommies. We can be all sorts of, women by nature, we come in as mothers, and there's many fathers that have also been the mothers. So let's just close our eyes and recognize this presence in this holy moment. And if I could get music, Josh, that would be great. To just breathe in and breathe out. Whether your mom is still here in the living and you're interacting, weekly or daily, or you're already, they're still with you all the time, or they've crossed over and are not in physicality anymore, but are just a prayer away today, to allow this time to remember those memories that stand out to us when we may feel a little lost or not well directed. And we think of those sayings that they would say to us to pick us back up and to find that beautiful power that lives within us, that hopefully they showed that power in themselves so that you can emulate it when you've had difficult times. Or just the memories of them hugging us when we skinned our knees and fell off a bicycle, or just those most powerful words that they would say, which is, everything's gonna be okay. When we're in middle school and we're feeling so awkward, and just knowing that the best friend that we always have, hopefully, is the mom and the dad. They were always our cheerleaders. And there are no coincidences of the people that showed up as parents, mom, dad. It's a karmic process, and sometimes it's not an easy one. And sometimes it's a love process that is to be easy and beautiful and holy. But with all of it, we have learned something from the mother. Her divine nature was the seal in our heart that we are whole, that we are perfect, that we are loved, that we can do anything no matter what we put our minds to. Because she saw that in us. And she blew the wind into our dreams so that we could eventually believe it for ourselves. And today we give you thanks, Mom, for everything. We thank you for everything. We have no complaints whatsoever. Because at the core of everything, it is good. It's all a teacher. And you are here breathing with a heartbeat, awake and aware. And so something went right. And we give thanks to this, to the Divine Mother of the unseen realms, guiding and directing all aspects of life. And to this we say, Amen. I want to read a beautiful piece of work that was written by Khalil Gibran, and he said this: "The most beautiful word on the lips of mankind is the word mother. And the most beautiful call is the call of my mother. It is a word full of hope and love, a sweet and kind word coming from the depths of the heart. The mother is everything. She is our consolation in sorrow, and our hope in misery, and our strength in weakness. She is the source of love, mercy, sympathy, and forgiveness. Everything in nature bespeaks the mother. The sun is the mother of the earth and gives it its nourishment of heart. It never leaves the universe at night until it has put the earth to sleep to the song of the sea and the hymn of the birds and brooks. And this earth is the mother of trees and flowers. It produces them, nurses them, and weans them. The trees and flowers become kind mothers of their great fruits and seeds. And the mother, the prototype of all existence, is the eternal spirit, full of beauty and love." I think that pretty much captures that relationship. And, you know, if we had a mother that didn't come up to your expectations, you probably had a teacher or a mentor or a grandmother or an aunt that slipped into that role, and maybe not as many years as you needed, but there was something that signified or symbolized what mother represents, because the universe is honorable. And the universe will send someone in. If there was some sort of thing this lifetime for that abandonment or whatever that's shown up in your life, to be a great teacher for your unfoldment into a greater, higher knowledge as a spiritual being. Edgar Cayce, who is the most documented psychic, and I was talking about him last week, spoke to the fact that we pick our parents before we come here. He would refer to a book called the Akashic Records, or there's a few names for it, and I can't think of all. The Book of God. There's many names for it, but there's this book, this spiritual book, that keeps track of souls through the many different lifetimes. And Edgar Casey could spiritually look you up and you are actually like a G1407-something, which is bizarre. Like if you read his readings on people when he was still here. But there was always many questions from people when he believed in reincarnation, and yet he was a devout Christian, which this would not fit within the biblical studies to be into reincarnation and the thought that we had many lifetimes. That the parent figures in your life were chosen by you, but it wasn't necessarily going to be easy because you chose the relationship with your parents. So, for instance, you may end up with, a mother that just didn't love herself enough and dated way too many people, and you didn't feel like you were seen through your childhood, or was an overdrinker, or just simply didn't have that natural maternal bond. And before you proceeded this lifetime, somewhere there was an evolution in you that chose to grow from the adversities that life gives us here. And if it isn't through the parents, then we'll end up with a spouse, or we all have a moment in life where we go into a degeneration. I talk about this a lot. We come in generation, which is born knowing our direct and complete connection with this greater power, this greater love we call God, or source, or spirit. Whatever word makes you feel hugged, connected, and divinely directed. And then something cuts us, usually in early childhood, somewhere around 7, 8, maybe 9, maybe 15, maybe the first boyfriend at 20. And it starts, that cut makes us feel like we are separate from others. It's the separation from this sense of oneness and us as a spiritual world, right? And then many people find their spiritual work later in their middle 20s, later 20s, and they start to meditate. They start to take spiritual pilgrimages where they move through their insecurities, their lack of self-esteem, the things that have been blocking them from going after the careers that they know innately that they could do, or to open up to a lover or a partner that they know they deserve. So that cut happens, but what it also does is it throws us inside. It throws us into the internal awareness of who am I? Where the big questions start to be asked, and we discover it through our own journey. Nobody can ever show that to us. It is a journey that feels singular, but it's really a journey where we're turning back into our divine nature, which is divinely directed and connected to this greater power at all times. I obviously want to recognize my mother, who was a wonderful, wonderful mom. She was a tough mom. She was a strict mother, and she had us kids busy. When I look back on my childhood, it wasn't all about play. It was about, no matter what we ever said we wanted to be, do, or whatever, she had us in classes in it, and it was going to be, and we weren't allowed to go, I don't think I feel like dancing anymore. I don't feel like playing the flute anymore. It was like, you're still going. It wasn't an option. And I'm grateful for that now, because my work ethic or my devotion to the things that I want to do is non-ending, because I was never given the give up card when things got tough. I had to persevere through those things, and that's a wonderful thing. My father was in that reality too. And she made mistakes, just like I've made mistakes with 3 children. I've been a mom for 24 years, and my youngest is 13. And I look back on how I mothered the oldest child to this one, and it's like a different person, and you recognize all you've learned about parenting. You're a lot more chill on the last one compared to the first one. The first one, you have a lot of pressure. You put them under a lot, and then you become more aware, more awake. Because life doesn't come with a manual. It comes with a mother. She wasn't born a mother. She had to learn the process and had to make many sacrifices how to raise, mentor, and love you. You weren't easy, but you were completely worth it. Her manual came from a divine place, probably from the difficult places when we had to really ask questions of Spirit. What am I supposed to do? She received advice from the only place you can ever really get it, which is Spirit. She discovered that she was a conduit of God's love as she let go and started to let God move through her to wake up to that which this soul of this child and what that child needs. She'd tell everyone that her child was a cherub, but her children would say that she was their angel named Mom. It's a divine relationship. And contemplating it all week, I've just had flashbacks of my mom and my parenting and all of it. And I've got 3 dogs I'm a mom to, too. Like, I'm really a mom to those dogs. I mean, I love them not as much as the kids, but it's pretty up there. You know, it's amazing, like, how much a mom, you could, you know, you watch these shows where people have, like, 17 kids and, like, 27 children. You're like, how the heck do they do that? Like, I have 3 kids, and I'm tapped. I want to tap out sometimes. But you watch when you have like 3 dogs and 3 kids, how there is an unending level of what you can give in love. And it's a great visual of what it could be if we all lived from a place where we gave unconditional love like that to life altogether. Not just because the kids are innocent. For some reason, it's a child, so we're more easy to give that unconditional love, and we'll give and give and give to a tireless way where you're turning gray, too young, and all these things. You'll do it all for the child, but when you have a friendship or a relationship, we're not willing to even give an inch, right? They're just, you know, we make quick assumptions on people. We'll make quick assumptions, and we get more and more jaded as we get older, but even with our children, we don't get jaded with them. We get older, and we're still willing to stay on that phone forever to just make sure our children are okay. And I hope I'm not triggering anybody if you didn't have that mother. My mom and I also are very much like oil and water. I mean, she's a Capricorn and I'm a Libra. Those signs are not exactly like this. Libra's just like, I'm just free, you know, it's just free. No matter what, I just want to be free. I'm an air sign. I just want to fleet around. When something looks cool, I want to do that. I want to do this. And she was very like, this is the order of how things are done. And by the teenage years, that really kicked up some energy for us. It was great when I was little because I was still like, okay, what mom, until I got a sense of self of myself. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to work in this little regimented, this is how we do this, this is when. And now I have teenagers, 2 of them in my house, and I think, God, what I put my poor mom through, it's like, here's the perspective, and now it's like, here it is in my face. And it's humbling, let's put it that way, to have 2 of them at the same time. So when I gave birth to my first child, in my early 20s, I was blown away at the love. I gave birth to her at home in a little house in Longmont, and my mom was there actually for the birth, and it was an amazing experience. But I remember holding that baby, that first moment where you become mom. I remember there was somebody at the head of the Sunday school when I first was pregnant, and I thought about that today. And she brought me a rose and said, Happy Mother's Day. That came to me on my right here. The universe is like, you were actually wished Happy Mother's Day way before Arenya was born, and I was pregnant, and it touched me to my core. It's just weird, the little things that come up. And I held Arenya in my arms, and the love that I experienced in that moment. We have moms here, right? You know that feeling. It's an unexplainable feeling. Everything has changed. Every priority, everything about my life changed in that moment. And in the next thought of sitting in this love was, oh no, my mom loves me this much. And I did all that to her. It was like such a revelation of this monster of a teenager that I became. She loved me this much when I did all that. The reflection of, from that loving place. But I didn't get it till that moment to feel that depth of love. So there's some amazing sayings out there, of moms, and I want to share a couple of them. By and large, mothers are the only workers who do not have regular time off. They are the great vacation list class. And it's so true, because even if we take a vacation, even without our children, we're packing their entire lives. I mean, to actually get away from your children, take a vacation, you're not even on vacation because it took so much work to, and then we're feeling like they should be with us the whole time. There's just a sense that there's no sense of self anymore, and it's actually the most rewarding feeling in the world. My mom used to say to us when she was at a crossroads with us and didn't necessarily know off the top of her head what to do, she would look at us with this funny face and she's like, you do know that I haven't always been a mother. And it was, oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Like something would cross in life, and it was like, you do know that I haven't always been a mother. Like, I am learning at this. And she did have 3 pretty close together. And it always made a lot of sense. And when I think about my mom, I remember, having moments in childhood, and I'd be like, you just never really wanted me. You know how kids go through that phase? You just didn't really want me. You just wanted my brothers or something like that. And she goes, I don't know why you always said that. Your dad and I never wanted any of you. So she always had this way of making you feel better, I think. Or we have a family where my mom's Native and we all got noses. We all have noses this lifetime. And I came home in junior high and I was like, my nose, they're making fun of my nose. And she goes, I don't know what you're complaining about. You have the best nose in the family. Which that was not helpful, okay? I'm glad I got the best one in the family, but it still was not a redeemer. But then there were those moments where you think about, you went through phases where you didn't have friends or something like that. And there was outlets like Crossroads Mall to be dropped off at or whatever, and she'd get me the best clothes, something to make me feel more popular in those phases where you didn't feel like anybody. And she'd drop me off to things where I'd somehow wiggle my way into making friends, and somehow my mom was like right behind me, but none of the friends knew that she was there because she was my best friend. Making sure that none of those kids knew she was there pushing me to get into a place where I would be at the party that somehow I was sort of invited to, but not, and then somehow she made it work. Just, that cut that parents feel when their children aren't thriving, and the sacrifices they will make to put you in a position to learn how to make friends. I've been through all those as a mom now, and I tell you, there is nothing worse than when your children are unhappy and not feeling popular or feeling a little bullied in school, or all the things that happen through time, and it especially triggers your own childhood stuff. When your children go through things that look a lot like things you went through, it's like when they say the roar of the mother lion. Who's felt that as a mom? Like the roar, yeah, right? Like it's, you have to stay chill and you can't show the kids, but you're just seeing red when you see something happen to your perfect child that should never be affected. So years ago, when my son was 4 years old, he had asthma issues when he was little. Thank God he's grown out of it at this time. But he ended up having an asthma attack that ended up putting him in the hospital. And for 2 days, they were doing the breathing machines and the little spray things, and nothing was working. They could not get his oxygen saturation right. And I'm seeing like the nurses and the doctors just like rubbing their head. They can't seem to get his oxygen right, and they're starting to talk in ways that is so terrifying outside of the room of my child. And my mom was in Europe of all times. You know, here, I mean, I just felt so alone in this moment of, I mean, I never in my mind thought he could die of it, but, you know, there's always that fear that he could. And they were saying, we don't know why his body's not taking in the oxygen. And I talked to my mom on the phone, and she said, have you tried light therapy on him? And he's in the hospital at the time, and, you know, if you know my mom, she's all into natural medicine, so all these mechanisms and stuff are super out there. And my ego was like, oh, God, you know, like to walk in with this thing will be embarrassing. But I'm literally at my wit's end. So I walk into the hospital, and let me mind you that we sell these in the church. This looks really high-tech compared to what they looked like back when he was little. And I had to go in and to the administrative office and ask if I could bring it up. They had to like make sure it was safe to be around their machinery or whatever. And she looked up all the pages of the lights that I needed to put on his body in that hospital room. And my mom was with me, even though she was in Europe. She was my strength that was never in fear. It was like, move out of fear, quit listening to what the doctors or nurses are saying to you, and get the green gel on your child. So I brought the light up to my son, and I just have the strength of my mom in my head. Like, you know how mothers, they're almost like a god to you. When they say it's okay, we believe it. Even to this day, my mom, I can have some physical things, she's like, you're good. Just do this and this, you're gonna be fine. You're not gonna die of that weird thing that's happening to you. And I'm like, cool, man, I'm fine. And so that night I had the light on him, and he was on like 2 notches of oxygen. And his little body looked so tiny in this bed. And I used the tools of Myrtle Fillmore, who is the co-founder of Unity, which her entire work was about spiritual healing, about mind over body healing, and the fact that we can change our subconscious mind to change something. So something happened in Tyler that, you know, to this day, I don't know what the trauma was around breathing, but I got the light on him, and I just sat by his bed, and as he slept, I just spoke in his ear and said, Tyler, you are whole. You are perfect. Your lungs are strong. You can move through this. You don't have to listen to anybody because you are magic. You are a perfect child of God. And I just spoke to his ears as this light is on him. And all of a sudden, the oxygen number, I'm watching it, it's going up. It's coming up. And he's at like I think something like an 80, and we needed to get him to a 97 was their goal, which is still not perfect, but it was pretty close. And this male nurse walks in, and he goes to turn the oxygen down a little bit because now Tyler's moving up. And he goes, what is that? I said, this is the Dinshaw light therapy that's been around for hundreds of years, and it heals the body. It hits frequencies in the body, and it brings it back to homeostasis. And he goes, oh, okay. And so he goes back. He's at the nurse's quarters outside. And it only took about 4 hours till Tyler's oxygen was back to perfect. And I got to leave that next morning. And that nurse came to me and said, can I meet you in a coffee shop sometime? I want to, and he ended up purchasing one of these lights. But I was taught from my mom and dad how you put spirit into action. I did need that moment of my mom saying it's going to be okay. And now you have to become the mother. that she was once in my life. You have to walk in there in such a deep belief that you can get this child whole. The method by which Jesus evolves from sense consciousness to God consciousness was first the recognition of the spiritual selfhood and a constant affirmation of its supremacy and power. Jesus loved to make the highest statement, which was, I and the Father are one. I and the Father are not separate. I am in a direct conduit of this greater power and this greater love, and I do not need to believe in these things outside of me that are telling me and talking me out of this greater love, this greater healing, this greater something that we're all seeking. And I got to taste it and feel it, the experience of being that conduit for my child. And it grew me more from a spiritual place that I already was in to a deeper understanding of how this works. But I had to go in there going, thy will be done, not my will be done. Thy will through me. Let me get out of my way and out of my fear because I'm terrified. Thank you, Spirit, that you're talking through me. Thank you, Spirit, that I'm open and receptive to be the conduit of your love and your healing. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And please speak through me right now as I speak to my son to wholeness. Myrtle Fillmore, who was the co-founder of Unity, says, you have a powerful body that knows how to get better. You are whole. The body's natural state is homeostasis. The spiritual mind is also, its natural state is peace and love. The natural state is to be able to still live our lives in a place of enjoyment and divine guidance and profound intuitive moments. And yet, in this last year, we've all faced so many things that have talked us out of our innate ability to listen to this greater something. You fill in the name. All paths that lead to God are good. None of them are separate. They all come from the divine. There's no right or wrong way to express it. It's just to know that you have that direct connection. That's all that matters. That's why I'm up here. That's why I like this work. I just want to remind you what you are as I feel you remind me of who I am, which is made in the image and likeness of God. Perfect, whole. Charles Hannell says, the conscious mind, this is important, listen very deeply, I should have put this on a slide. The conscious mind, with all the energies that flow therefrom, not only can it impress other minds, but it can direct the subconscious mind. In this way, the conscious mind becomes the responsible ruler and guardian of the subconscious mind. It is this high function which can completely reverse conditions in your life. It is this high function which can completely reverse conditions in your life. So we have to grow the conscious mind, because we all do have that degeneration, in our subconscious mind from the hurts, the cuts, the lost jobs, the lost marriages, the lost children, you fill in the blank. But the conscious mind can reprogram that. So I was speaking to Tyler's subconscious mind. Who knows what he was hearing doctors saying and nurses saying, well, I'm leaving to get that light about his wholeness. A little 4-year-old sensitive rubber doll that is just a sponge of information could have been hearing all sorts of things that they don't know if he's going to make it. And so then his body or subconscious believed it and was speaking to the body that way. We have to be very keenly aware of what we allow into the vessel. My mom would always say when I was young, you know, when people are talking about their symptoms of their illnesses, you just say cancel, cancel, cancel. Let them speak it so they need to get it out of their bodies, but you do not take that on in any way, shape, or form. You never listen to the symptoms of somebody's illness. It is dangerous because we are all intuitive, empathic beings, and we will literally take it on, and the next thing you know, you're feeling symptoms of what they said, because that's how impressionable we are. And in a powerful way, if we're that impressionable, then what are the things you could allow in to your vessel that could make right for the wrongs you're experiencing right now? That's exciting, right? We are a sponge. So it can be things like, my marriage actually is going really well right now, when they aren't. Or you've been not feeling well and you say, I am so grateful, God, that everything is working perfectly in my body and I have no more pain. And I'm so grateful. Like they say, you have to believe it before you see it. It's the opposite of the idea of having to see it to believe it. You will destroy your life with that. You have to believe there's this greater something that is always working for you. And the only reason why you're having experiences where it feels like nothing's working for you is because you believe you deserve to be having nothing working for you. You're believing in the outer circumstances of your life, but you created those outer circumstances of your life. You are a sponge. What are you telling this vessel? Are you speaking to the power of it? Or are you speaking to the limitations? It's all a choice. Being keenly sensitive to suggestion means you need to be very careful what you plant in your subconscious mind. A good way to start is a gratitude journal at night. And planting seeds of the things you want, and then thank Spirit for it already being here. I'm so grateful, Spirit, that I'm about to walk into my perfect career. I'm so grateful, Spirit, that the money that I need to go to this to get this education is just going to come to me easily, and I'm open and receptive, and I'm so grateful. And you live in it, and you speak to it, and you breathe it, and you bathe in it. And you will watch if the thing that you're reaching out for, planting seeds for, is not starting to grow. Surrender. And you're not even thinking of your highest good for yourself. You say, I can't wait to see the good of this, because Spirit might have a better thing than you could have imagined for yourself. But it's not going to be something worse. As it's not growing, okay, then thy will be done. I just have to be able to take care of my bills. I have to be able to have a roof over my head. I just need all those things. So just guide me. God, I'm open. I'm receptive. Just direct me. Speak to me in my dreams. So it's a powerful thing to raise children because, like I said earlier, we weren't given a manual. And I still have moments where I don't necessarily know what to do with circumstances with my kids. Because the amazing thing about children, if you have more than one child, you really see that your children are not your children. That we are the actual directive guides for these souls that come in here. They come in with their own unique beingness. They are not unto each other the same. They're completely different. So the parenting of each child is super different. Completely different. One might need empowering and help around schoolwork, and then the other one just thrives and you never even have to ask them about the schoolwork. But then this one might not be very popular in school, but this one's super popular in school and can't get to school. You know, it's like all of the dynamics. You really have to be in flow. You can't predict or decide what tomorrow's going to be because you never know what each day is going to be. And I'm in that with 2 teenagers right now that haven't physically gone back to school yet, climbing the walls and watching their dispositions changing from that lack of social interaction. And the person they take that out on is, who do you think? It's been a fun year, folks, a fun one. But I know the reason why they take it out on me is because they know how much I love them. And they know that they can trust me. And they haven't learned how to say, I'm sad, or I'm feeling a little down, or I'm feeling a little separate from everything. They don't really have that language. They just know this is a tough time. And they just want it to be better. And so that's my goal right now for them. Because in the end, the love of a mother is the veil of a softer light between the heart and the heavenly spirit. Mother is the name for God in the lips and hearts of little children. A mother is not a person to lean on, but a person to make leaning unnecessary. That's my favorite one. That's the one I always think about as we're navigating through these times that none of us have actually been through. And certainly we do not have a manual on how you bring kids through COVID, let alone ourselves. But to be able to talk to my children about their faith in this greater power, taking this time that we had so much time together, to speak about all their dreams and what they want to do and planting seeds around it and getting them clear with things that I never would have had time to do with them if they had been in high school and middle school away from me. And getting them excited that right now, when you say to me, I really want a horse someday, no, you're going to have it. That's not, it's not just this wishful thing, because you are going to create your reality. And that's an awesome thing. So while we're sitting here kind of stagnating and just kind of sitting around trying to figure out what to do, or hopefully we're not stagnating and we're finding a way to get this energy out, that longing for a horse is a real thing. And that's going to show up in your life. And what would you like to do with your life? It's all of those kind of things. And we've come to wonderful, wonderful answers of that. But what I want to leave this with is this talk isn't just about mothers. This talk is about you. And this divine relationship that each and every one of you have to this supremacy of love and power and peace. And that it can be enveloped in absolutely any aspect in your life, even relationships you've given up on and thought you'll never heal it. When we move into allowance of the miracles to start showing up and have faith that Spirit already knew before you even put it out to the universe that which is needed, and you are in a state of allowance, watch it come in its perfect way or something better. It's never worse. And it may take a little longer than you want, because God's timing is different than our timing. So it's being in that flow, it's being in that center, it's having deep faith in your divine connection with that which is endless possibilities. So I wanted to share a video with you, and then afterwards we have an open mic, and you're welcome to come up and share like a minute or two about your mothers, if you would like. And people are going to be writing in from our live stream congregation, and we'll share some of those that will come through as well. But I just want to play this video real quick. Nope, I don't have a mask.
Just give me 1 second. Thank
Sure.
you. Sorry. Hey. Hi. 2 minutes. Thank you. Hi, good afternoon. Sorry about that.
Oi.
Hi, nice
Hi.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Have you ever done one of these interviews over the camera before?
No.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about the job to get started with. It's not just a job, it's sort of probably the most important job. The title that we have going right now is Director of Operations, but it's really kind of so much more than that. Responsibilities and requirements are really quite extensive. First category for the requirements would be mobility. This job requires that you must be able to work standing up most or really all of the time, constantly on your feet, constantly bending over, constantly exerting yourself, a high level of stamina.
Okay.
That's a lot.
For how many hours?
135 hours to unlimited hours a week. It's basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I'm sure you'll have a chance from time to time to maybe just sit down here and there, yeah?
You mean like a break?
Yeah.
No, there are no breaks available.
Is that even legal?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like no lunch.
You can have
or-
lunch, but only when the associate is done eating their lunch.
I think that's a little intense.
No.
Not possible.
That's crazy.
Now, this position requires excellent negotiation and interpersonal skill. We're really looking for someone that might have a degree in medicine, in finance, and the culinary arts. You must be able to wear several hats. Associate needs constant attention. Sometimes they have to stay up with an associate throughout the night. Being able to work in a chaotic environment, if you had a life, we'd ask you to sort of give that life up. No vacations. In fact, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and holidays, the workload is going to go up, and we demand that with a happy disposition.
That's almost cruel. That's almost a very, very sick, twisted joke.
But when there's time to sleep or...
Oh, no time to sleep.
Yeah, all encompassing almost.
That's exactly right.
365 days a year?
Yes.
No, that's inhumane.
That's very insane.
The meaningful connections that you make and the feeling that you get from really helping your associate are immeasurable. Also, let's cover the salary. The position is going to pay absolutely nothing.
Excuse me?
No. Nobody's doing that for free.
Yeah,
That's
pro
crazy.
bono, completely for free.
No.
What if I told you there's someone that actually currently holds this position right now? Billions of people, actually.
Who?
Moms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moms.
That's awesome.
Oh.
And they meet every requirement, don't they?
Wow.
Oh my God. Moms are the best.
Yeah, there's no pay. They're 24 hours. They're always there.
Now I'm thinking about my mom.
Yeah, and what are you thinking about her?
I'm thinking about all those nights and everything.
Thank you so much for everything you do. I know it doesn't seem like I appreciate all of it, but I definitely do.
So, Mom, I want to say thank you for everything that you've done. I love you very much. You've been there through thick and thin. My mom is just awesome. She's awesome.
Okay. Another heart-opening experience. It's so beautiful. Thank you, Santisha. We're going to take an offering for unity now. And if you happen to be watching this live stream or on YouTube, these are the different ways that you can make a donation to Unity of Boulder so we can continue the ministry that we continue here. And for those of you that are present in the sanctuary, and you are in this extraordinarily germ-free sanctuary. We use UV lights before you get here to clear the place out. So we invite all of you to, why don't you stop in, come in person. It's always nicer to be up close and personal, receiving this great energy that we share here in Unity of Boulder. But for those of you that are sitting here, we do have a basket in the lobby if you want to make a physical donation, write a check or something like that. We also have the dip trays, so you can dip your credit card in and make a donation that way. So right now what we do is we bring to mind that financial gift we'd like to make to Unity of Boulder, and we bless it with this affirmative prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. Amen. Oh, Rebecca, yes, have her come up and do some more of that beautiful music. You don't need us.
Wow, what an amazing talk. Thank you. Crying with your eyes closed, so small, not knowing what the night holds. Curling to my arms, together we take away the cold. Baby, I wanna see your eyes wide open, walking through life, shining so bright. Baby, I wanna see your eyes wide open. I am wishing, I am hoping, baby. Curling up at your desk, you're asking me what to do next. My arms are not too small, I'll hold you till your mind is at rest. Baby, I wanna see your eyes wide open, walking through life, shining so bright. Baby, I wanna see your eyes wide open. No more wishing, no more hoping, baby. Growing up so fast. Now you are the grown up, putting pieces back before they blow up. Standing here with my tears, happy and sad, that alone you can stand up. Happy and sad, that alone you can stand up. Being your mom is such a gift to me. Baby, I can see your eyes wide open, walking through life, you're shining so bright. Baby, I can see your eyes wide open. No more wishing, no more hoping, baby.
We probably can only do about 5 people because we're running over. And keep it 1 minute if we can, and then we maybe could do a few more people.
1 minute or less.
Yeah.
You know, really should be 15 seconds.
Well, I have lunch plans at 12:45, so we're going to have to get out of here eventually.
I know.
Okay, and I will let you know we have prayer partners available to you with the white sashes on. If you need a prayer, just stay seated and they'll meet you after we share right now, and they can take you to the meditation room, and then there's social time in the fellowship hall afterwards. Last Sunday, I said I would do the number 2 of last Sunday's talk, which I'll be doing next Sunday. I just forgot it was Mother's Day when I promised that, so number 2 of last Sunday's talk will happen then. And we have a picnic next week after the second service, so bring a blanket and bring your own food, since we can't do potluck and dip into each other's food, but we can make light of life and have a social time and be out in our beautiful garden and our labyrinth and our beautiful property and enjoy nature. All right, so did we have anybody that would like to share about their mothers? All right, come on up. This is the mic right here. You have to come up to the actual microphone and... Yep.
My mama, Honey Joy, that's what I called her. She always said, Little Richie Miller, Lickety Carter, positivity rules. Positivity rules the road to paradise. And that's just positive in the psychological mind chatter. Namaste.
Okay.
All right, let's all rise and close with I Release. Oh, yeah, real quick.
Okay, so when I was little, I had this death fear of spiders. I mean, I would die if I saw one in my room. And so this mantra my mom always said to me is, spiders are our friends. Spiders are our friends. And eventually that got in, and now I just love spiders, and I just put them outside, and the fear went away. That was a huge fear of my life, so thanks, Mom.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only